You guys know how much I love the Thomas Wooden Railway line. It's my favorite toy ever. It was the first Thomas toy I ever got, and nothing bad can ever replace it. I'm sorry. I had to. This is 2018 Thomas Wood. So now that we have news that Thomas Wood is supposedly going back to the somewhat reminiscent days of the Thomas Wood Railway line, but is also keeping the Thomas Wood designs, I thought I'd look at Mattel's stupidest decision they've ever made, Thomas Wood. So, I went to Barnes & Noble today, and I'll talk a little bit about this more on my Instagram, but there's some changes to Barnes & Noble, as there's to everything nowadays. But that's not what that's not what this video is about. It's about Thomas Wood. So, you guys know how much I hate Thomas Wood. I've made like 5 or so videos about how much I hate it. My Halloween video I just uploaded a couple days ago proves that I hate Thomas Wood, and it terrifies me. Well, this is a perfect example. This is Thomas. And he's actually not completely awful. There's some parts of him which I think is actually kind of okay. There's a lot of him that I hate. So let's get into detail. So, let's take a look at the packaging before I rip this out. I didn't even want to open this, but I am forced to now. Whoops, I just hit some track behind me. So, the new name, Thomas Wood, is right there. It's copying Thomas Wood. Here, I have some wooden railway packaging still. If I could even get this out. I'm gonna put that back up. Hold on, I need to get some more. I did not think about this. This is a pretty raw video. So, before Thomas Wood is introduced, we have this style of packaging. This is the 2017 Stanley, and as you can see, it's very classic Thomas Wood Railway packaging. You got the beautiful track. I mean, this is like a picture of this onto the packaging, but yeah, we got the classic Thomas Wood Railway logo from like 2010 or 2011. Thomas and Friends. All blue. It's kind of boring, but it's the style of Thomas. Real wood, more track up there. I mean, that's really cool. Stanley printed on the top so you can clearly see. It's in yellow, so it grabs your attention, so you want to read it. Got a really good picture from on the back. That's really good Stanley. And there's one thing that I don't like about Thomas Wood Railway. It's expensive. Now, as you see here, I only paid $10 for this, but I also had $1 off, so I only paid about $9. This, I had to pay full price at $13, so that's great. But it's not that bad, and they got all the licensing info. For fun facts, games, and more, visit thomasandfriends.com. Fisher-Price Entertainment, no Mattel Creations. I don't know why, because they practically run the show now. Sorry if my voice sounds kind of weird. I'm a little sick right now, and my voice sounds kind of congested. I realized that in the Halloween video. We got 2 and Up there. Whoops. And yeah. So this is before that we have this. This is Coldy. Limited release Coldy. It was a lot smaller, and yeah, this one I had to pay $13. This is more cheap than Coldy. I also have Ryan here because I love this new pack. Not new. It's limited packaging. for Lost Treasure. It's awesome. This one was $14. And I got this at the same store I got Stanley. So, yeah, I'm gonna just keep Wooden Railway Thomas there so he can suffer with me. 2 and Up, right there in the blue. Thomas, I can't really read that. I don't think a little kid would go like, well, who's this? Oh, Thomas. Instead of we were like, oh, who's this? Oh, it's Stanley. That's one thing I don't like about Thomas Wood. I don't know why the name's on the side. Oh, it makes me mad. We got this little like forest area. I don't know if that's supposed to be a hill or like a house. It's probably a hill. I don't know. I'm probably stupid. There's Thomas Wood tree, Thomas Wood clouds. That's one thing that I really like, is that logo right there. It's the same one, but it doesn't really imply because this wood is crap. I'm sorry I had to say that, but it's not very good. We got this. This is on every single Thomas merchandise nowadays. Gotta have a picture of Thomas, like the real Thomas. And this packaging is kind of bent, so you can tell I want to take this out of the package. Thomas Wood, that's the classic Thomas Wood railway track. They just wanted to disguise it better. So let's... Oh, here's the bottom if you were interested. There's the Wood Suppliers logo right there. Here's the back. This is one thing I like about this packaging. It's like a character card. You remember the character cards? Right? You know what a character card is, right? Anyways. Meet the story starter. Every child's imagination has stories to tell, and this cheeky steam engine is the perfect helper. Children create the stories. Thomas just delivers the inspiration. Now, I don't know that I necessarily like this, because this is not Thomas's character. The only character that we have of him is this cheeky steam engine. Which, I mean, it's okay. Look at the little picture here. This actually is a pretty good face. I like that face in Thomas. And there's the awful one. There's that. Gotta have Reverendology right by that. And there's the price tag there if you're interested. So, let's get this bad boy opened. I'll see you then, and then we can discuss it more. So here's the monstrosity out of its packaging, and one thing that drove me bonkers when I saw it in the store, it's smaller than that. Yeah, don't believe me? Well, here's this. The wheels are the same, but the bodies are smaller. Like, look at that. I'll just put them up front to front. Look at that. It's smaller. Thomas's coal bunker here goes up to the end of his cab here. We'll do a comparison later. But also, one quick thing. The face is smaller. It's just generally smaller. So, I mean, this feels very nostalgic. This feels rough and weird. I mean, I could sand something that would be smoother than this. I mean, this feels rough. There's a couple scratches right there. You can see them in the light. Yeah, it's just generally not very good. You gotta check the front of Thomas, because sometimes the bodies are glued on weird. Yeah, this is glue, by the way. These are... I could literally rip this apart, probably. Actually, no. I lied. There's these two things which they added... Whoops, I hit the camera. There's these two things which they added this year, like... I forget when. Maybe it was, like, August or something? But they added these in, because apparently this kept breaking off easily. So they have these two screws pinned in the bottom to keep Thomas together. You see this? There's no screws in the bottom. They actually have proof of how they do this. This This is a really bad video. I'm sorry, everyone. This is a learning curve, Thomas, that I customized. But when I found this, actually, and it was completely ripped apart. Like, look at that. The screws are internal. So, and it was also glued. This is really robust. I mean, I could literally just chuck this thing in a wall and it would stay together. Maybe get a couple scratches, but... Oh yeah, remember scratches which you got on Thomas Wayne Railway to make it look like you had playtime? Well, they already have that for you. It's... Pretty much like 70% of this thing is just wood. The rest of it, there's 1, 2, 3 parts where there's actually blue paint. There's this side, and the top. There's also black paint and the gold. So, what else is there for me to say? The chassis is wood, which this is a lot more accurate and it looks better when it's all black. When it's just all wood, it's not as good. The wheels seem way more lighter blue than these. I assume these are relatively the same wheels. Also, fun fact, this blue is darker than this blue. Don't know what happened there. Also, I think that's kind of cool. There's a little bit, just a tiny bit of like imprint here where it goes in. So this is kind of, I don't know how to describe it. This isn't painted anymore, by the way. This is made with heat, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is all heat. This is all paint. Also, one thing that really grinds my gears about this is the lack of domes.
He's got no dome. Never trust domeless engines. They're not respectable.
Thank you, Gordon. So, that's what I hate about these new things. There's no domes. This has the dome. It's plastic, but whatever. They used to be made out of wood, I believe, but there's no dome. There's just a little circle where the dome could have gone, but it's not there. This wheel arch is actually half decent. If you didn't know on Thomas, this goes over this wheel here, but it's not there anymore. They have it on this, and it's way better on this, because this is just like, oh, what the heck is that for? So I gotta say, this looks like the shape is more like Thomas, but the look, I'd say I have to give it to that. Also, that's bigger and longer. This body is shorter. I don't know why it's shorter. I mean, you can just look at this and tell that it's shorter. Like, look at that. You can just tell that it is shorter. So, the face. Let's talk about the face. That's actually a really good CGI face, I think. I don't know why they put the white in there to make it look more realistic, I guess. But if it was all black like that, I think it would look a lot better. This is a really good CGI Thomas face. But this front profile looks awful. It's all beige. All of it, except for the buffer beam. That's one thing I like about this. Kind of. There's a buffer beam now. There's not a buffer beam on this, there's just blue, but I painted them red and put black buffers on. If I could make this look better than it did when it was originally sold, but the toy manufacturers can't be bothered to put black buffers on, or even on the back for that matter, what's the point? Let's see what else. The back. Let's talk about the back. It's all beige, which I don't like this. Oh, I just want to crush this thing with my fist. Now, I'm not going to destroy this. Don't get me wrong. It's a decent, not decent. It's a really below average toy. But I'm not going to burn it. I'm not going to hit it with a hammer. No, it'll sit on my shelf. I'm not going to ever use this. Maybe, actually, I'm going to do something quick. This is a really bad video, sorry everyone. But I'm not buying the Thomas Wood and Clarabelle unless they have the original look to them. But if I was to use that Thomas on my series, that's what it would look like. Or my remakes for that matter. See, that just looks weird. I would rather have it like this, because it looks more natural. So, what do I think about this finally? Also the magnets. The magnets are actually it's all squared off at the top. If you see it. I don't know if you can, but it's square. Right there. There's like a little triangle, right? Right there, where my finger is pointing. Right there. You probably can't see that. It's also on the back too. So, final thoughts. What are my opinions on this toy? Actually, let's run it on the track first. I gotta say, it actually runs pretty good. The Thomas Monroe one doesn't run it as well. This one actually is pretty smooth running. This one is a little more rough. Let's see how the Thomas Wood one goes with rolling stock. Okay, not bad, not bad. So, final thoughts on this. Put the packaging back there. Thomas Wood right there. Final thoughts on this. I think it is a garbage toy. Don't get me wrong. There's some parts of it that are really pretty decent, like the buffer beam and the face. Other parts, not even remotely good. The packaging, I mean, it's not awful packaging. It's probably a step up from this, which is pretty boring in my opinion. But it's still not good. So, my final rating for this toy, I have to give it a 2 out of 10. It had good intentions, a good face. It was a decent idea to have some wood showing, but if I was to make this Thomas Wood item, honestly, I would paint the whole thing blue and red and black and yellow. Let's talk about the number one quick. I forgot about that. So it's in a different spot. It's right in the middle of the boiler. This one is more to the left, our left. Put the wheel arch thing a little more closer to Thomas's wheel. Actually, extend the whole thing. It's too small, I think. Thomas is meant to be a little bit bigger, I think. Maybe he looks like this in the show. Maybe it's like exact measurements. I like translated into toys, but yeah. So 2 out of 10. I would give 8 more points if it was fully painted and well detailed, and people actually liked it, like me. But I can't give this any higher than a 2. If I was feeling generous, which I'm not today, I would probably give this a 3. So, on a slightly better note, we have something else I got from Barnes & Noble, which is too big to fit in camera, so I'll put it on the side. Mr. Incredible. This is from The Incredibles 2. It's a really good movie. I would watch it. If I was you, I would watch it. If you're a Pixar fan, watch this. It's a fantastic movie. Super posable. This is actually more cheaper than that. This is a cheap toy. Like, there's somewhere it's so chipped up. This is cheap plastic, I think. But, I mean, it's not made by Mattel. It's made by this Jack Specific. But yeah, maybe I'll do another video on this. Maybe I'll just unbox it on Instagram or something. But that's better. That's a million times better than this. I can tell you that. So thank you guys for watching. I told myself I would never buy this, but I'm not going to use it at all. I was going to keep this in the box, but I had to do a video. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye. Hi everyone, Thomas here. If you liked the video you just watched and want to see more, subscribe to Turbo711's YouTube channel. You can also follow him on Instagram at Turbo711 for updates. Thanks for watching and have a great day. See you next time.